How do kids affect your relationship? Should you have kids? Are you thinking of getting married and you're wondering, oh, should I have kids? What does the effect going to be of kids on this relationship? How would having children affect my relationship? Do you have a partner and you're wondering, are we going to adopt kids and have little mini-me's running around the house? You're in luck. Today on Civil Thursdays, we're going to be talking about anything and everything about having kids and how this impacts your relationship or your marriage in one way or the other. Okay? So stay tuned. I'll be right back.
You know the way I do it when I drop lyrical. Anytime I spit lyrical, philosophical. All the niggas mimical, but they stand still on taking literal. Punchlines collateral. Maximum damage.
Hello Chronics, hello YouTube. How are you all doing today? It's still your boy Fuse on the Fuse Chronicles. In this video, we're going to be talking about anything and everything that has to do with having children after marriage. So you're in a relationship and you're thinking, oh, I want to have kids. Now, how would this impact your relationship emotionally with your partner? So you're thinking of having 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids. What would the difference be? Would there be any change? Would the emotions still be the same between you and your partner? Now, let's begin from here. When you start having children in your relationship, whether it be you just have a girlfriend and you're thinking about having children, or you're married, or you have a boyfriend, or you're about to get married, having kids is definitely going to change your relationship for the worst. Okay, it's not gonna get better. I'm sorry guys, I know many of you were expecting to hear, oh, it's gonna be rosy, it's gonna be good, oh, it's gonna be happy days. No sir, I'm sorry to bust your bubble, it's not gonna be happy days. It's literally going to be very tough. Okay, it's going to be very, very tough because children or babies, when they come with their own baggages. Okay, I want you to watch this video to the end because you need to stay guided on making a decision on whether to have babies or not, or the amount of babies you want to have. So I want you to watch this video to the end. Okay, first of all, you're going to notice that your wife or the woman in the relationship is going to be more focused on the baby or baby. So you could have one, you could have twins instead of twins. She's going to be more focused on the welfare of the baby. Of course, that's how it is. That's that maternal instinct in women. So she's always going to try to make sure the baby is well, the baby is okay, the baby is healthy. And even when the baby moves on to the next phase and becomes an infant and moves on to the next phase and become an adolescent and moves on to the next phase and becomes a teenager and stuff like that, you're going to find out that the love is not going to be the same. Emotionally, it's not going to be the same. At least that's how it was with me and my missus and even my friends. It's just never the same, okay? And what you're going to notice is we're men. And you know, like every man, at times we want to just Netflix and chill with the missus. You might want to take it a step further, lay pipe. It's not the same because what you're going to have is the missus always complaining about being tired, looking after the baby. From one of my videos, I told you right now I have 4 kids, okay? So I would know. And yesterday was my anniversary, guys. I forgot to say it. Yesterday was the anniversary of my wedding to the missus. Yesterday, we celebrated our 8-year anniversary in marriage, okay? Oh, I forgot. I don't know why I didn't say this earlier. So I would know because the changes are too much, and you need to understand something. With each pregnancy that your wife goes into, whether it's your first child or your second child, you're always going to be learning or noticing something different about the missus. Maybe in the first pregnancy she was young and she was vibrant and she could do it all. She could drive a car from here to 1,000 miles in the next city and stuff. She could do all that. With the second pregnancy, it's going to be different. She could get lazier. Maybe she doesn't want to move anymore. Maybe just to turn on the light switch, she calls you from work to come back to turn on the light switch. Women are hormonal, so with each birth, with each issue she takes, wants to give birth to, she changes and they put on weight, and suddenly you realize that the lady that you got married to last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago is not the same. When you got married to this girl, she was in shape. She was in the best shape and form of her life. Everything was perfect shape, hourglass. Now she's pregnant and she looks almost deformed, big belly, puffed out cheeks, and looking big. And you need to realize that even after childbirth, not all women go back to the way they used to be. And you notice that the lady now has extra responsibility. She's a career woman. She goes to work and looks after her baby. If she's a housewife, she's always looking after the baby, and that's if you have one. If you have twins or triplets or even more, she's all up in the business trying to look after the kids, so she doesn't have time to go to the gym to get back in shape. So suddenly you're stuck with a woman who is fat and out of shape, and you start to wonder, oh my God, what have I done? Okay, so like I was saying, so you might want to lay pipe, and what you hear from the missus is, oh, I'm sorry, I'm very tired of looking after the kids, I just can't do it. And this goes in the way she behaves, the way she reacts. You get it? And you find out the responsibilities also increases. Because with kids, your cost of living rises. You have to buy diapers, you have to buy wipes, baby food, formula, trips to the doctor for consultation to make sure your baby is okay, vaccination against different diseases that are airborne and these babies could get infected with. And even when the kids or your baby or your kid, if you decide to have more, grow up, you find out there's even more responsibility, because before you get into your car and you drive to work or you go to your business, now you have to drop them off in daycare, you have to drop them off at school, you have to pick them up, so there's more responsibilities. Did you get it? So what you could do is you could work with your missus. If you find out that your partner has given birth and she's out of shape and she stopped breastfeeding, and that's another thing, I forgot to mention that breastfeeding, oh God. Now, I'll tell you something funny that happens. Most men don't know that when the lady gives birth and she's breastfeeding the baby, they have this pad that they put in the bra, and sometimes even when the baby's not there, she might be in the market or the grocery store, the breast milk seeps out and the pad soaks up the breast milk, and when the pad gets very full, it soaks up the bra and might even soak up her dress. And if she doesn't change over time, the breast milk changes, the texture and smell of the breast milk changes. So some men are turned off by this. So these are also things that you need to consider when you decide to start to have babies with your missus. There's just a whole lot of things that goes into it. That's why some people tell you, I don't want to have babies. I remember one of my clients back then, a lady told me she doesn't want to have babies because she doesn't want her affection for her husband to change. And it would change, okay? It would change big time. In fact, that's one of the reasons why many marriages don't even last that long, because during this phase, the man wants something else, the wife wants something else different from what the man wants, and even the baby even wants something even different from what both the man and the woman want. So it's different, okay? It's totally different. I remember when I had my first son, it was tough. I had to learn on the job, go into the hospital literally every month or every 2 months or 3 months, and paying for his vaccination for polio, for smallpox, for chickenpox, for typhoid and stuff like this. So it was a stiff learning curve for me, and I thank God I was able to go through, and I had relatives who supported me at the time. But it was easier with my second child, who's a girl, and even easier still with my third, who was a boy, and the last now, who is another girl. So what can you do, guys? What can you do if you get to the point in your life where you feel, oh my God, I think we want to have our own babies, we want to have our own children? For one, you could agree with your spouse on the amount of kids that you're going to have. Okay, you need to agree and you need to stick with your plan. So you plan and you work the plan. You get it? So do you want to have a child, just one kid, one baby, or 2 or 3? Now you need to understand that the more you have babies, the more the cost of living or the family cost or the cost of running the family increases. Okay, so you need to have this in mind. And one thing that keeps going up in the economy is inflation. And if inflation keeps going up, it means the cost of goods in the market or in the supermarket or wherever you buy, you do your shopping from, is always going to be on the up every time. So you need to have this in mind. Now you need to have in mind that you're also going to look after the health of this baby or this child. So there's this regular trips to the hospital, not just for the baby, even for you and the missus. And with more children means more trips and more expenses. Okay, and you need to understand that babies have their own way, they have their own cycle. So in the beginning, you might see the baby, oh, my baby is so cool. He doesn't cry. Oh, God. It's going to change. I assure you it's going to change. Every baby cries at some point. So you might be sleeping, maybe after a hectic day at work, and the baby starts to cry. It's very irritated. So what I did was I had to pitch in, okay? I had to pitch in, and I always looked after the baby. Maybe if the missus is tired and she's sleeping, I'm awake rocking the baby like, there's this song I sang for all my kids. It's a raining day, it's a raining day, it's raining outside, I can go on out of play. So all my kids know this song. Do you get it? So when I start singing this song, it's so soothing. It just soothes them up, and they just relax and they just fall back to bed and they just continue sleeping. So you have to pitch in. This is the only way that you wouldn't snap at your missus at every opportunity you have. Because sometimes you want to go out with the missus, go shopping, see a movie, just regular lovey-dovey stuff, and your missus is just caught up with the baby, caught up with the kid, and doing other stuff different from what you want to do. If you're pitching, you're going to be doing the same thing, so the love is just going to be maintained, and no one's going to feel like they're being left out or they're being shut out. Did you get it? Now, there's another alternative. I forgot to mention, there's another alternative. If you're fed up of all this, you could get a side chick, okay? But if you're running from one woman and you're running to another one, what are the chances that she's not going to get pregnant too and you repeat the cycle again? Okay, so why don't you just stick with what you've got? Now, that's just my opinion, okay? I'm not giving you personal advice. Do you, guys, do whatever you want to do. So just pitch in, chip in, and another thing that you can do is you could sit down and discuss your finances with the missus or your partner, because I noticed that not everybody is going to get married to a girl. There are gay people out there, so women, your partner, male, your partner, whatever. You have a conversation, a financial conversation with your partner, and decide on how you're going to share the expenses or the recurring expenses in your household. Okay, so I'm going to buy diapers for the baby every month, or you're going to pay for the vaccination, the immunization when you go to the hospital. I'm going to buy this, you do this. So you just split it down the middle, so that way you don't get into fierce arguments when the bills start to spike up and they just start to stack up. So basically, you just need to just show some understanding and just try to just turn up when your missus needs you. Now, I'm not ignorant of the fact that you might both be working and your workload might be more than your missus' workload, or the wife's workload might be more than yours. So hell, your wife might not even be a working class lady, or your partner might not be a working class person. So you need to somehow communicate. Communication is key, guys, because I'm not gonna lie to you, childbirth is not easy. I've been there 4 times. My missus has. So, and I was there every step of the way. It's not easy. The hormonal changes are immense. So you need to communicate. Ask your partner, how are you feeling? Can I help? You get it? Communicate. Communication is key. So if you're not a fitness-oriented kind of person, if you're not into fitness, you could decide to go into fitness and talk with your missus, coerce your missus to start to work out with you. So you go on road walks, you go jogging, you get a Peloton machine, you get a treadmill, something. You get a fitness bike in your house and you exercise, you take turns. So you exercise, you could get 2. So you work out in one, she works out in the other one. That way you're all up in each other's business and the affection is maintained and it doesn't dissipate to a level where it's intolerable, okay? And the other thing you could do You could also decide to share the responsibility of dropping and picking the kid or the kids from school. Okay, so your baby has grown up to the point where they're now in school. Maybe they're 3, 4. When I was a baby, my mom put me up in playgroup when I was 2 years old. And when my kids grew, I repeated the same thing. My sons, my daughters, they all went to playgroup from 2, and they get used to the environment of being outside the home. So when they move on to kindergarten now and nursery and primary, it's no big deal. So you could share the task. So when you go into work, you the man, you drop the kids off. When they're done from school, the missus goes and picks them up. That way it's not too daunting a task for you to get into. Now for the breast milk part, I don't think there's anything much you can do about it. The only thing you can do is maybe take some spare clothes or some spare underwear and put it in your wife's or your missus' car. So when it gets so bad out there, you could just go maybe into a convenience or maybe a restroom in public, and maybe a restroom in McDonald's or a restroom in KFC, and she could change her underpants, change her bra, and maybe get a change of clothing if the one she's wearing gets soaked. That way you tend to control the way your wife or your missus smells out in public. Okay, even when you notice the difference in your partner, always talk with them. I notice that we don't do what we normally do. Why? What makes you not to be present or able to do this? And we both used to enjoy doing this together. And she will open up to you, or your partner will open up to you and tell you, this is the reason why. This is why I don't do this. And then you can try to adjust, meet each other halfway. So there's always a way around this, but you need to show some understanding, okay? Now, I want to know about you guys. Do you have babies? How many children do you have? Did you find it difficult dealing with your wife or your missus or your partner when she was looking after the baby? Are you still finding it difficult? Do you think you want to have more babies? Leave it down in the comment section below, okay? So, like I said, you need to communicate with your partner. You need to talk about things together. You need to try to reinvent the relationship. Find things that gets the missus and gets your baby or babies out of your house, and the family spends time together doing things that they all like to do. Because it's going to be very annoying, or it's going to be a little bit frustrating if your missus doesn't like football or doesn't like sports, and you want to take her out to see a live game, or you want to take her to the cinema when she doesn't like movies, maybe just because you do. Okay? So guys, I hope by now you have been able to weigh the pros and the cons of having a baby or babies. And if you're here to this point, then you obviously must have found this video very useful. So I want you to go down, take it a step further. Do your boy a favor, support the movement. Go down and smash the subscribe button so that we can grow together as a community, okay? Click on this bell beside the subscription button so that when we drop a new video, you're notified that we'll drop new content, and you can catch the content as it drops at a time. Give us a thumbs up. Obviously, it's been of help to you or someone out there. So give us a thumbs up and show the YouTube algorithm that the contents we drop are very useful to you or people out there, so they can take it and show to people just like you in different countries and different parts of the world. And if you have family members who are looking to get married or looking to start a family, looking to have kids, why don't you share this video with your friends and family? If you want to get close to Fuse, then Instagram is the best place to meet me at. Okay, slide into my DMs with your inquiries, whatever they are. I guarantee I'm going to have answers to your questions. So I want you and you all out there to be good, to be happy, and to be safe. Until the next one, ta-da for now. Bye-bye.